Hello, and welcome to the AYY Board panel. I'm Matias Saikku, back from the board AYY 21, yeah. And with me here as panel helper, we have Rebecca from the same board as well. We already went through this, but for all of the watchers at home, let's go quickly through what we're going to do here today. First, you'll get a chance to introduce yourselves for 1 minute. Then we have some panel questions, and then last some quick questions in a fast round. Some of the questions can be answered in Finnish or English, and some in only English. The questions that can be answered in both languages are also said in both languages, and you have 1 minute time to answer each of the questions. Rebe will ring the bottle once at 15 seconds left, and twice when the time is over. And at that moment you can just finish your sentence and be short. Ja nopeasti sama suomeksi, eli tervetuloa kaikille tänne AY:n hallituspaneelin ensimmäiseen osioon. Muutamia ohjeistuksia vielä tässä uudelleen, eli nopeasti esittäytymiskierros, minuutti aikaa puhua, sen jälkeen itse paneeliosuus ja loppuun sitten nopeat kysymykset. Osaan kysymyksistä on ohjeistettu vastaamaan vain englanniksi, jolloin kysymys tulee myös vaan englanniksi. Osaan sitten suomeksi tai englanniksi, jolloin sitten kysymys on myös molemmilla kielillä. Ajanottajana Rebe soittaa kelloa kerran, kun on 15 sekuntia jäljellä, ja kahdesti kun aika loppuu. Sitten vaan lause pikaisesti loppuu ja mikrofonia eteenpäin. Any questions at this point? Apparently not, so yeah, we can start. So, whenever you're ready, 1 minute time to introduce yourself.
Yes, hello, I'm Oliver Hiekkamies. I am a computer science master's student. I started my studies in 2018 at electrical engineering, and then switched my major to computer science in 2019. But I actually still stayed in a lot of activities in the field of electrical engineering, and then was in the board, then ended up in Otakaari section as the international director, and now I'm applying for the board with especially volunteers as an interest.
All right. Hey everyone. My name is Juuso Määttä. I'm a 7th year automation student in Otaniemi, and currently I'm working as head of Otakaari section in AYY, and the many years I have been active member of the Otaniemi community have grown me into a person that has Otakaari culture really close to heart, into a person that is enthusiastically participating in all of the activities in Otaniemi community, and also into a person that is lover of administration. I'm applying for social policy portfolio, and there I want to focus on collaboration with those stakeholders like City of Espoo and SYL, the National Union of University Student of Finland.
Hello everyone, my name is Joona Lipponen. I'm a 24-year-old 4th year student. Unfortunately my studies started in 2020, which was during the pandemic, but I really found myself in love with this community, Aalto community, and became familiar with it later. I was in 2022 in the board of Maanmittarikilta as a Fuxi captain, and from there on out just found myself enjoying more and more about this community. I'm someone who really gets excited about new things and learning new stuff, and that's something that really pushes me forward. Right now I'm applying for mostly economical and real estate side, which is close to me from my studies.
Moro. My name is Tessa Lunasaari. I'm a fourth year design student from the School of Arts. And my background is heavily on the association board work. And for the past year, I've been the chair of NUDE. Not chair, vice chair of NUDE. And prior to that, I worked as an EA in 21. Now I feel like it could be a great time for me to step into a bigger field and to be tackling with the bigger problems and bigger matters, which would be university-wide.
Hello, everyone, and nice to be here on this panel discussion. My name is Mante Žigelite, and I'm a third-year collaborative and industrial design student at School of Arts. I was born in Lithuania, however, most of my life I lived abroad, and I moved to Finland in the fall of 2021 to pursue my master's degree. And I became an instant kind of active community member. So in 2022, I was elected as a Tokyo School of Arts Association vice chair, and this year I'm part of the AYY Board responsible for new students, internationality, and equality. And if I would have to describe myself in a few words, I would say I'm full of energy. I'm also very much empathetic, and I'm also resilient. And I'm also very grateful to have the opportunity to reapply for the board. And my interests lay in being the vice chair, equity, and European Parliament elections. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carl Victor Schoman. Most people call me Kalle, and I'm a seventh year student in computer science. At the moment, I'm doing my master's in macadamia, which is machine learning, AI, and data science. I started in 2017, and I quickly went to the board of Teknologföreningen, where I sat as the Master of Studies. And there's basically where I fell in love with education policy and student advocacy as a whole. After that, I've helped a lot with student advocacy and education policy. For example, I was helping with the language guidelines that were, I think they were accepted 2 weeks ago. I might be wrong, but otherwise they will be accepted soon. So yeah, I want to, when I still have the interest, I want to continue with education policy in a bigger spectrum that is AYY.
Thank you all. Now we're going to begin with the questions. And as a reminder, depending on the languages, I will ask questions or the languages you should answer. And also 1 minute here. And we're going to now start from Kalle. You have the microphone there, and we're going to switch it up a bit in the next questions. So, what would you like to learn in the AYY board, and what motivates you the most about board work? Elikkä mitä haluaisitte oppia AYn hallituksessa ja mikä on suurin motivaattori hallitustyöskentelyyn?
This is quite a broad question. I don't think there's one thing I want to learn. I want to more like grow as a person. For example, learn how to communicate better, work as a team better. Those are things that you need throughout your life, and I think you grow while you live. You basically learn these things better and better. What motivates me is that I'm a seventh year student. I've been here for a long while, and I've enjoyed it for a long while, and I want to let people enjoy it as much as I have as well. So basically, work for everyone to have fun.
Right. So I would like to try myself out in a new and also leadership position that comes through the portfolios of vice chair and equity. And European Parliament elections. And I think this year's board member responsible for equality, I would like to build on my skills, expertise, and knowledge when it comes to the equity matters. And there I really see that the action projects under the Equitable and Inclusive AYY provide that opportunity to kind of really connect with the community, understand their wishes and needs, and transform them into action points to serve the community and our members. And I think what motivates me as well is the fact that I have a lot of spark and energy going from the board year as well, and I'm also very excited to work with the new group of people with new energy, fresh ideas, so that's very much something I'm looking forward to.
Mua kiinnostaa ihan ehdottomasti eniten oppia ja päästä sit myöskin näkemään lähietäisyydeltä, että miten ylioppilaskunta kokonaisuudessaan toimii ja millaista ylioppilaskunnan ja EDARin välinen toiminta on parhaimmillaan. Motivoimana tekijänä mä näen ehkä sen, että pääsisi työskentelemään tiimin kanssa, joka on aktiivinen ja täynnä paloa ja niiden kanssa voisi tehdä jotain uutta ja mahtavaa.
Mulla on aika, Kalle sanoi hyvin, että itsensä kehittämistä ja onkin nostanut tavallaan esiin, että halusin päästä oppimaan organisaatioiden hallinnasta, ryhmätyöstä ja ryhmätyötaidoista enemmän ja sitä kautta kehittämään itseäni henkilönä sekä ryhmässä myös. Mua motivoi paljon merkityksellinen työ, mitä AY-hallituksessa pääsisi tekemään. Kun mä olin osana Killan hallitusta, meillä oli tosi hyvä ryhmähenki. Me tehtiin todella paljon uudistaen. Meidän Kilta oli tämmöisessä tosisessa muutosvaiheessa ja otettiin tämmöinen asenne siihen. Ja ryhmähenki luomalla siinä hallituksessa, mikä meillä tuli, niin saatiin tosi paljon aikaiseksi tehtyä uutta, mutta kuitenkaan myös vanhoja hyviä tapoja unohtamatta. Mä näen AY-hallituksen paikkana, jossa tällä ryhmähengellä on tosi iso rooli ja haluaisin olla mukana luomassa sitä kautta parempaa AY:tä ja opiskelijaelämää.
All right. I feel that I have quite thoroughly already worked within the Aalto community, and for that reason, I think personally I want from the board position to find experience working in wider Finnish society. As I said, my focus is on improving our collaboration with City of Espoo and Syl, and I want to gather experience and understanding that helps me to be also active citizen for the rest of my life as well. And besides that, I'm really motivated based on my earlier experience in Otaniemi about the possibility to work closely with this group for the next year and hopefully find new friends and really close ones after the year.
I think something that still, although I as well have been here for quite some time already, one thing I haven't yet fully kind of understood or learned is that how actually the student union works on a kind of a concrete level. So and also the whole student union culture in Finland. So that's especially something that I would like to learn, since that's something that I'm not yet that familiar with. And what motivates me is my love for this community. And I have enjoyed all the experiences so far and still want to do more.
Yeah, thank you. The next question will be answered in English. And I think if Tessa could be first and then give the mic that way. So the question is, Aalto community consists of many diverse student groups, introducing, of course, international students. How would you help all Aalto students feel closer to the Aalto community and AYY?
I feel like the key element would be clear communication. And with that, we need to make sure that international students are aware of their benefits and rights. And with it, I think we also need to show them what AYY provides as a services. And with that, I think we should also listen more of the needs that international students might have.
So here I would like to point out the internal AYY perspective, and I think here it's crucial. As long as the structures remain inaccessible, not all groups of students will feel like they belong to our community. So for me, it's important that as a young student union, we're open-minded and kind of receptive to feedback, so that we're ready to kind of hear out what is inaccessible and how we can improve that. And I think also I'm very critical as well of who is represented in our structures, who's not represented at all. And I think this is very clear. International students are lacking in our structures, for example. And I think in the end of the day, it's very important that we as AYY, as a student union, that we as AYY, and also with the support for our, let's say, associations, guilds, we're working towards more inclusive, accessible, and equitable environment for all.
Well said by both of these two. I don't have that much to add. Communication is a big, well, I wouldn't say issue, but it's a key element. Just because, well, international students, they usually have more experience with other kinds of unions. So just getting their ideas out, listening to them, and seeing what they want is very crucial to making AYY a union, like they want to have it. So communication and listening is the keys here, or are the keys.
Oscar. Sorry.
So I think that maybe it goes quite close to the communication, but I think the most important thing is visibility in the sense of kind of what happens in each parts of the community, and what are the possibilities to join those things, and kind of like what are the possibilities to maybe go improve them, and I think this is like relevant to all Aalto students, but well, of course, especially international students, because maybe local students have already like some kind of a better understanding of this.
Yes, I think Mante said really well that the representation and like listening to a feedback are the most important things in short term. In long term, I feel like to build like thriving community, we want to enable the students to organize themselves. It's of course really important that the AYY has like in its structures representation and have events for all of our students, so we enable them to like meet each other and enable that. But for long term, it's better that we like help students to build association and organizations that we basically create different kind of spaces so everyone can find something that they can call themselves home in this community.
Yeah, as said here earlier, AYY is a really young student union, which consists of older, like the Otakaari side, then of course the KY side and arts side, and bringing these all together is a hard task, and something that to having everyone feel like actually a part of AYY is something that we really need to focus on. That being said, I feel like because of the earlier mentioned groups have a strong history and background, it's not, we cannot like neglect that. I mean, the new students, they really look for example when brought to this university, and the example that the older students and the tutors bring to the table is something that we need to try and go for. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, great answers from each one of you. Next one we go the same way but backwards. So, the next question. What do you think is the key advocacy goal of AYY for next year? Elikkä mikä on teidän mielestä AYYn tärkein vaikuttamistavoite ensi vuonna?
Jos katsotaan niin kuin valtakunnallisella tasolla, niin varmistamalla järkevä ja edullinen opiskelija-asuminen on hyvin tärkeässä osassa. Asunnot ei tällä hetkellä meinaa riittää opiskelijamäärille, kasvaville opiskelijamäärille, ja sen huolehtiminen on tärkeää. Tämän lisäksi kurssien laatu on huolehdittava, etenkin kun opiskelijakohtaiset resurssit heikkenee opiskelijamäärien kasvaessa, niin AY:n tulee huolehtia, että näihin pystytään panostamaan. Ne on asioita, mitkä koskee joka ikistä aaltolaista, ja mun mielestä AY:n tulee kaikkien meidän jäsenten edunvalvojana huolehtia näistä jutuista. Ja tässä pystytään paljon hyödyntämään, kun kerätään tietoa jäseniltä, käydään aktiivista keskustelua jäsenten kanssa, ei pelkästään yhdistysten ja aktiivipiirissä toimivien, vaan aidosti kaikkien kanssa, niin saadaan kehitettyä ja tuomalla näitä asioita kuuluviin. Kiitos.
Joo, I'm going to take this in Finnish. Mulle vastaus on hyvin selkeä. Mun mielestä se on ylioppilaskuntien automaatiojäsenyyden säilyttäminen. Ja mä näen itse, että se on selkäranka koko ylioppilaskuntaliikkeelle Suomessa. Ja ilman sitä meiltä lähtee se kyky oikeasti edustaa kaikkia meidän opiskelijoita, hoitaa edunvalvontaa, seistä niin kuin yhtenä opiskelijoiden rintamana. Ja tämä mun mielestä niin kuin vaarantaa koko niin kuin meidän ylioppilaskunnan tulevaisuuden ihan niin kuin eksistentiaalisella tasolla. Tämän lisäksi tämä on totta kai valtava taloudellinen haaste niin AYYlle, mutta ennen kaikkea kaikille, niin kuin monille muille suomalaisille ylioppilaskunnille vielä enemmän. Niille se on täysin katastrofaalinen tilanne.
I know I'm repeating myself a bit, but I think exactly that kind of visibility I mentioned earlier is something that has like a lot to improve in AYY, since meaning that also for all students to kind of understand, well, of course, what the student union is for and what's it about, and what are the different benefits for students provided by the student union, and what are like the possibilities created by the student union.
I'm going to take a bit of a different approach with, education policy, surprise. I believe the language guidelines that were just accepted, their implementation is very important. For example, they were also renewed 4 years ago, but the implementation was not that good. We need to keep our education at a high quality in all 3 languages, in both Finnish, Swedish, and English. I believe standards have gone down quite a bit in both Finnish and Swedish lately by increasing basically just English courses. Even people who don't speak that well English are doing English courses in English, which hurts the quality of courses. So I believe the implementation of this is very important, and I believe AYY should be actively involved in this.
Right, I'm going to take a more national level approach with the election of the new Finnish government. I think the position and livelihoods of students is being challenged in the society. So I think it's important that AYY, as it's done in the past and it's done this year, keeps on advocating on behalf of the students, because this is our duty. And I think it's very important that we focus on the proposed kind of governmental changes when it comes to cuts to the housing allowance, freeze of the index for the student financial aid, when it comes also to the international people, students, the rising tuition fees, anti-immigration policies. And I think it's very important to keep in mind that these situations or issues are not in silos. We should really look at them holistically and really advocate on that, because at the core of what we do are the students.
I think I'm gonna continue on Mante's matter. I think in the core for next year, we need to take care of overall student well-being and see what the root causes are, which Mante already a bit explained, and tackle those. And because without well-being students, there's no AYY to work.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just trying to figure everything out. Yeah, thank you all. Yeah, there was something that I didn't get. So thank you all. And next we'll go for the next question, and then we can go once again with the reverse of this. Next question is in English, and it's a super simple one, I swear. How could AYY better support the well-being of students next year?
Right, and here comes another example that the student life is very multifaceted. So it's studies, it's work, it's hobbies, relationships, kind of world news, politics, and so on. So there's many components playing part in the student life. And I think maybe if we start off from ourselves within AYY as a student union, what kind of environment do we want to foster, and what kind of culture do we want to foster? So for me, it's very important that we foster a culture where it's okay to say, I don't have the capacity to do this. It's okay to not aim high and big every year, because it leads to burnout. And I think it's also very important to foster the culture where it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to say, I don't know, can you please explain? So these kind of cultures I would like to foster in order to make sure that everyone feels better and safer.
Yes, and earlier Mante mentioned the livelihood of people like students. So I mean, that puts a lot of stress on students. Also, studies put a lot of stress on students. All of these things basically lead to burnout sooner or later. So I believe we should focus on those, for example, and also just listen. What do students want? Issues change from year to year, and that's why I don't think there's one clear answer what we can do. So just listening and seeing what's on the topic today or next year or whatever is a good approach to do this.
On like a more big picture, I think it's like it's important to also be in touch with the major stakeholders regarding this these subjects. So the university, and then the Finnish student healthcare, and also to know to require from them, and then on maybe approaching a bit on my own special interests is the support of volunteers, especially because it happens every year that volunteers burn themselves out, and so.
Yep, all right. I think Mante had a great point about building a more sustainable culture within our community. I think the sparkling in the eye, pilke silmäkulmassa, has always been part of especially teekkari culture, and we want to make sure that you can do things that are serious, but you don't have to be serious yourself while doing them. I think AYY does really much good stuff to support the well-being of its members already, but thing that can be perhaps improved is to support for their subject associations. They are already fighting for their members and their members' well-being, and they have much better reach for their own members that AYY does. And if we can help them to do their job better, I think that has the greatest impact.
Yeah, I think Oliver brought up the big picture here really well. AYY needs to be focusing on behalf of the students to giving information to the government or Kela about the issues we have. Looking more on the inside, I actually have the same bullet point here as Juuso a little bit, but also I'd like to add that I feel like the focusing on the joy of the students and the happiness what comes, it really helps like the well-being of the whole community. Just normal everyday meetings, get-togethers, positive like positive vibes, it has a really big impact, and I think that can be made sure with a pilkä silmäkulmassa attitude and like you said here, serious but with fun and ease.
A lot of good points have been made. I want to take more like a general approach and say that by taking actively part on social discussion about students' well-being and how students are managing financially is a crucial part. And also I think we could look into the matter of making studies a bit more flexible for students so that they wouldn't feel that burned out all at once. Also, it would be interesting to hear how are our long-term sick and disabled people doing at the moment.
Thank you all. And now we go to the fifth and the last long question in the panel. Name two of your most important values and explain why you choose them. Elikkä nimetkää 2 teidän tärkeintä arvoa ja kertokaa, miksi valitsitte juuri ne. If Kalle could begin.
Yes, so I'd say my most important values are equality and collaboration. I believe equality is quite a no-brainer, and I've been working for equality for quite a long while in student advocacy. So that's one of my core values. Another one, the collaboration. I believe that while a person can make a difference alone, doing things together is so much easier, and I believe you can make a bigger difference. Thank you.
Okay, so Kalle hits one of my values actually, which is about collaboration, and I think it's also not very biased because I come from collaborative and industrial design program. So I also believe that actually at the core of what we do is so important that we get together, do things together, because I believe that we can achieve bigger and better kind of influence and kind of advocacy work when we come together and when we work as a team. So this is, yes, a very important value of mine as well. And I'm a very strong believer in a team as well. And the second value that I hold is empathy. I think here it's very important to be kind of mindful and aware of different situations and different backgrounds of like people that you work with, but also of yourself as well. And I think that kind of empathy really goes hand in hand with kindness. So like treating each other with kindness and giving that space to each other.
I'm going to do this one in Finnish. Mä valitsin kestävyyden ja rohkeuden mun arvoiksi, ja kestävyyden siinä mielessä tavallaan moniulotteisesti, että niin sosiaalista kuin ympäristömielessä olevaa kestävyyttä. Eli edistetään yhdenvertaisuutta ja tasa-arvoisuutta sosiaalisessa mielessä ja sitten tehdään kestäviä valintoja niin hankinnoissa, päätöksissä ja kulutuksessa. Ja rohkeus siinä määrin, että löytyy rohkeutta tuoda epäkohtia esille ja myös keskustella niistä, mutta sitten myös sellaista tietynlaista rohkeutta tsempata frendejä, kun menee hyvin ja kun ollaan tärkeiden asioiden äärellä.
Yes, I'll be doing this one in Finnish as well. Ensimmäiseksi valitsin avoimuuden. Mun mielestä ihmisten välinen työskentelyilmapiiri, ihmisten välinen työskentelyilmapiiri tarvitsee avointa ja rehellistä yhteistyötä. Mun mielestä se, että kaikilla on oikeus ja niin kun se fiilis, että voi tuoda itsensä rehellisesti ja avoimesti esiin, on semmoisen pitkäkestoisen yhteistyön ytimessä. Toiseksi mä valitsin oikeudenmukaisuuden. Ja mun mielestä juuri semmoinen niin kuin ihmisten välinen niin kuin nimenomaan tasa-arvon oikeudenmukaisuuden toteutuminen on kaikki kaikessa. Eli meidän pitää huolehtia siitä, että meillä on vähemmistöillä kaikki kunnossa ja kenenkään taustoja ei syrjitä, mutta samaan aikaan huolehtia, että ei lähde puskemaan liikaa ja unohtamaan esimerkiksi vaikka kielikysymyksissä sitä, että meillä on paljon ihmisiä, jotka ei täysin kykene tuomaan englantia esiin.
Yes. Mulle ensimmäinen arvo on yhteisöllisyys. Mun mielestä yhteisöllisyys on jo niin kuin se, että sen kautta syntyy kaikki ne hyvät asiat meidän niin kuin Otaniemen opiskelijakulttuurissa, joita me arvostetaan. Että yhteisöllisyyden mukaan, niin kuin kuten tuotiin esiin tämä yhteistyö, niin se, että me toimitaan yhteisönä, niin me saadaan asioita aikaiseksi. Se myös luo niin kuin hyvinvointia ja yhteenkuuluvuuden tunnetta sitä kautta, että se juurruttaa meidät tänne. Se antaa meille tämmöisen tunteen, että me kuulutaan tänne, joka myös sit auttaa esimerkiksi siinä, että KV-opiskelijat jäisi Suomeen opintojen jälkeen. Toinen asia on kestävyys. Mun mielestä se, että me toimitaan kestävällä pohjalla, pitäisi olla itsestäänselvä perusasia ihan kaikessa, mitä me tehdään isoissa ja pienissä jutuissa. Että sen pitäisi näkyä siinä, että niin kuin me ei tuhota tätä planeettaa jalkojemme alta ja me myös niin kuin pidetään huolta, että me pidetään vapaaehtoisten hyvinvoinnista huolta meidän omassa yhteydessä.
Yeah, so my two values are something that I have like learned from experience maybe, and the first on like more of this community level is inclusivity, and especially in the matter of international students. And that's something I've learned from working on international matters, both in my guild and the student union, and yeah, learned the importance of internationality and diversity and so on. And then maybe on this a bit of a more personal level is respect, and yeah, that's something I've come to learn is really important.
Yeah, thank you all for the longer questions. Now we'll move to the quick question round. Well, you have been given these two different colors of papers, and I will read the options first in English and then in Finnish, and after I've said it in Finnish, you can raise your opinion. The first opinion is the green one. We can all train this together, yeah. So this is A, pretty much, and then the next one is the yellow. Congratulations, you did it. Ja pikaisesti vielä suomeksi, eli mennään nopeisiin kyssäreihin, luetaan vaihtoehdot eka enkuksi ja sitten suomeksi. Sitten kun suomi on kysytty, niin sitten sen jälkeen voitte nostaa sen lapun ylös. Eli ensimmäinen vaihtoehto on vihreä ja seuraava on sitten keltainen. Mainiota. So, let's begin. In the meeting, do you prefer coffee or tea? Laitatteko kokousjuomaksi kahvin vai teen? Interesting. Next one. At the moment, are you more familiar with advocacy or culture? Eli onko tällä hetkellä tutumpaa vaikuttaminen vai kulttuuri? This is just me having thinking sounds. Third one, the student union should comment more often in the issues of our society. Yes or no? Eli ylioppilaskunnan tulisi osallistua aktiivisemmin yhteiskunnalliseen keskusteluun. Kyllä ja ei. Yeah. Thanks. If there suddenly appeared more money to the budget, would you either direct it to member services or supporting associations? Eli jos budjettiin ilmestyisi lisää rahaa, laittaisitteko sen mieluummin jäsenpalveluihin vai yhdistysten tukemiseen? Thank you, thank you. In a group, are you more of a calm observer or an active speaker? Eli ryhmässä toimiessanne oletteko enemmän rauhallinen tarkkailija vai aktiivinen puhuja? We got the first. We nearly got the first 50-50. So, next one. Details or big picture? Yksityiskohdat vai suuret linjat? Thank you all. Next one might be a bit hard. The drink choice for lunch, juice or milk? Lounasjuomaksi mehu vai maito? Interesting, very interesting. I'm gonna continue with my questions. These are the ones I put in, not which fun needed. Let's stay on the lunch theme. Täffä or A-block? Lounasteema jatkuu, täffä vai A-block? Well, many different opinions. Last one will be planning or action. Suunnittelu vai toiminta? And we got the 50-50. I'm happy now we can stop. I can quit making up more questions. Thank you all. Next we have the last quick round for 30 seconds. Why should you be selected for the AYY Board of 2024? And as a reminder, Rebe will ring the time only when it's up. Kiitos paljon. Tästä kaikesta siirretään loppuun vielä 30 sekunnin aika, että miksi juuri teidät pitäisi valita ylioppilaskunnan hallitukseen 2024. Ja muistutuksena Rebe kieltää aikaa vain silloin, kun se loppuu.
I have opinions, I have experience, I'm eager to learn more, and as I mentioned before, I love this community and want to receive and give still more.
Well, I have wide experience in Aalto community as well as good experience of AYY working there as a volunteer for 2 years as well as in RepCo. And I think I have clear vision how to improve the social policy work in AYY.
I would bring an open-minded group working mindset into the board of AYY with the intention to work towards all the students as a whole. That being said, even though I don't have worked at AYY nor been straight as under AYY as a volunteer, I'm ready to take all challenges that would face me with excitement and ambition of learning new skills. I think I'm a good combination of taking things seriously, but also representing students in a chillful and relaxed manner.
AY:n hallitus saisi minusta rohkean ja luovan tekijän, jolla voisi olla tuoreita näkökulmia, miten me voitaisiin yhdessä rakentaa entistä avoimempaa ja yhdenvertaisempaa ylioppilaskuntaa.
So let's be honest, it's quite uncommon that a board member applies for a board position again. And for me, what I'm driven by is the experiences that I've had both for Tokyo and for AYY, and that really kind of motivated me to go push further as well. And I feel like continuity would be something that was of value both to myself, to the chair, to the board, and also to the office. And I really have the strong motivation and the will to make AYY more accessible, inclusive, and equitable for all members of our community.
I believe I would bring a ton of experience, considering I have 4 years in student policy. And I also bring a unique perspective, since I've studied in both Swedish, Finnish, and English. I believe I can do a lot to help the current situation and basically just make AYY great.
Thank you all. We're finished for this part of the panel. We will return here in around 20 minutes. So for now, can we have the stream for some kind of pause? Or, well, anyways, you're free to leave here. Thank you all. Hello, and welcome back. We're a bit early, but if you are somewhere else, well, you can just skip back. Well, you would never hear this, but anyways. Welcome back to the second part of the AYY Board panel. Few reminders. First, you will have the chance to introduce yourselves. Then we have the panel questions. And lastly, some quick questions. Some questions can be answered in Finnish or English, and some only in English. Questions that can be answered in both languages will also be said in both languages. You have 1 minute time to answer the questions. We have Rebe here, who will ring the bottle at 15 seconds and ring it twice when the time is over. When the time is over, you can still finish your sentence, but be quick. Sama pikaisesti suomeksi, eli tervetuloa takaisin tänne hallituspaneelin toiselle puoliskolle. Käydään vielä pikaisen läpi, eli alkuun käydään esittäytymiskierros englanniksi, jonka jälkeen sitten on paneeliosuus, nopeat kyssärit ja sen jälkeen jatketaan. Jos kysymykset on enkuksi, niin vastataan englanniksi, ja jos on sitten suomeksi ja enkuksi kysymykset, niin silloin saa itse päättää, että millä kielellä vastaa. Rebekka soittaa kelloa kertaalleen, kun on 15 sekuntia jäljellä, ja sitten kahdesti, kun aika on loppunut. Siinä sitten kohtaa sitten lause loppuun. Onko meillä kysyttävää? Otan tästä kanssa mikki teille. Mistä tiesit? Yes, so everything clear, we can begin. First, a minute to introduce yourselves.
Check. Greetings and salutations. My name is Veeti Kahilainen. I'm a 6-year automation student from ELEC. This year I have been sitting as the chair of campus section at AYY, and there I have been operating for 2 years now. Before that I was the international captain of the AS Guild. And I am applying to AYY's board for real estate, campus, living, and other such things, maybe facilities also, since I'm, let's say, quite passionate about all the things that happen on campus, and I would really like to be a part of enabling those great aspects of our community. And yeah, I would bring to the table this sort of community-based approach, which I think is really helpful when dealing with the AYY office.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Leevi Koistinen. I'm a 24-year-old student studying my 5th year with energy and environmental engineering as my main subject. I have been active or volunteering in my guild in EA committee, as well as its director in Tekra section 1st year, and now my 2nd year in Tekra section. I've been the vice chair and have really enjoyed my volunteering time within AYY. What else? I'm applying to the board with broader interest regarding these themes, and I can say that on my free time I enjoy sports and board games.
Hello, I am Saku. I am studying chemistry and material science for the 5th year in the School of Chemical Engineering. I have volunteering experience from the guilds, job-related clubs, hobby clubs, charity, and the student union, of course. I have some leadership experience from the world of Spexi and from the resident committee of Otakaari 20, my home. I'm mostly interested in the politics side of the student union and in the well-being of our members. And in my free time, I like to build stuff, write, enjoy music, and spend time with my friends in the sauna. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Antti Markova, and I'm a 2nd year finance student from the School of Business. My interests, my hobbies are to play golf, football, run, and to play the piano. I'm applying to the AYY board because I believe some youth and enthusiasm could benefit the board. My interests are in finance and living and the buildings, corporate relations and campus, and I hope to do some good things if chosen to be a board member. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Vilma Branders. I'm a 6th year energy engineering student. In Otaniemi, I've been most active at Teknologföreningen, the Swedish-speaking student nation, and there I was the chair of the board last year. And for the AYY Board, I'm applying for the portfolios of sustainable development and social policy, but I'm also interested in other portfolios related to advocacy and influencing. And in my free time, I enjoy long hikes, yoga, and good discussions.
Hello, I'm Titus. I'm a 3rd year information technology student. So from ELEC and from automaatio- ja systeemitekniikan kilta. I've enjoyed my student life here a couple of years. I've also enjoyed a lot doing some volunteer work for our guild and for AYY. I think I'm calm and easy to work with, and in my free time I enjoy running and playing whatever instrument I find.
Okay, howdy. I'm Olli Tunkelo. I'm a 6th year student from the School of Chemical Engineering, and I'm a master student in the Advanced Energy Solution program. And during these 5 years that I've spent here in Aalto community, I've been active in all kind of associations, and from that aspect, I would in AYY Board, my interests are associations, neuvosto, facilities, and vice chair. So those are the portfolios that I could have most of the things that I can bring up to the table. On my free time, I like to enjoy nature, walking, jogging, all kind of that stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all. Next we will move to the questions themselves. So the first question, and Olli can begin, pass the mic and then towards here. What would you like to learn in the AYY board, and what motivates you the most about board work? Elikkä mitä haluaisit oppia AY-hallituksessa ja mikä on suurin motivaattorisi hallitustyöskentelyyn?
So what I want to learn will be that I want to learn more about the student union. Even though I've been in representative council, I have learned a lot from the student union, but I want to learn even more from the board side. But what I want to have as my impact there is that every association, every member will actually sometimes say, thank you, AYY, for doing this, and make some actions that will actually trigger people not to say clown AYY. They will say thank you AYY instead. And for myself, I want to learn more interaction skills with different kind of people, strangers, interact with them, which I like, but I would like to learn it more.
I'm super excited about board work, and I think there's a lot one can learn during a year in AYY board. And I think teamwork skills and decision making are skills that can always be improved. Also, well, I think speaking English isn't my strength, so it would be nice to improve on that one too. I think I already have a huge drive for the next year, whatever I end up doing. I think I'm kind of in a sweet spot where I'm academically old enough to know like what's going on, but young enough to have that huge excitement and motivation.
What I want to learn, I would really love to expand my bubble and to learn more about what AYY's role is in a broader context. For example, learn more about what AYY is like compared to other student unions, and from there learn what we already do good and also get inspired where we could do better. And about what motivates me the most is for sure the feeling of doing something important and meaningful, but I'm also very motivated about doing things together with a good team.
What I would like to learn more about is AYY's finances and how we can perhaps save money in certain ways. And also I think about board work and AYY in general, and how we can best provide our members with meaningful experiences and housing and all sorts of things. And what motivates me is my personal experiences, and also what I'd like to see progress in example, the lines to AYY home are quite long and such things, and that motivates me that I've had to go through that, and I want the next generations of Aaltonians to have a better experience or a quicker experience in that sense. Thank you.
I have these kind of practical goals, and these include that I would like to improve public speaking and presentation skills, because I think they are really valuable, and I also think that being a board member you can practice these and create value to the student union at the same time. And also I'm really interested in the board work itself. I would really like to improve my group working skills. And just as a curiosity, I am interested in seeing how the society works and how the student union works from the inside. And what really motivates me is the ability to make a positive impact on the community and give back something. And I have some ideas in my back pocket, so I would gladly implement them. Thanks.
All right. I have good experience from the AYY volunteer field. So compared to that, I would like to learn the new perspectives that the board work offers, and that's also a significant motivator for me to be able to kind of get access to this new information and these new kind of activities. Another thing that I've learned is that board work has come across for me as very efficient and well managed, and that is something I would want to experience as well as to develop myself, within myself. The third point I have is advocacy. I haven't had really anything to do within advocacy work, but that is something I would want to see and kind of develop within me as well, to kind of learn to come out with my ideas better. Thanks.
Thank you, very nice points. Well, for me, I think the board work will be a learning experience which brings mutual decision making, even when dealing with difficult things, and I want to learn to discuss those better. Also, sitting at panels like this is a learning experience for me, and I would like to learn it better. Well, what motivates me? Well, I think the thought that my work could impact thousands of future students and their living, it would make hundreds of events possible in the facilities of AYY, and that I could do this with dozens of nice people, like-minded people. It really brings me joy and excitement, and I would really like to put in the work. Thank you.
Thank you all. The next question will be answered in English, and if Saku could be the first one, and then give the mic next to Antti. So the question itself, Aalto community consists of many diverse student groups, including international students. How would you help all Aalto students to feel closer to Aalto community and AYY?
I think that AYY could facilitate some kind of grassroots cross-disciplinary events, such as lunches with students from other fields. And I base this on my own experience because I have had the best conversations with people who study architecture and not chemistry. So I think this could apply to other people as well. And it's also refreshing to listen what problems other people have in their studies, and also to exchange ideas on how things are done in different departments, and that way we could improve the university scene on a complete level. Yes, and some practical things. Events and venues should be available for all kinds of people, including those who are disabled. For example, some of the old buildings in Otakaari are not friendly. Thanks.
Yeah, I think sports and exercise is a great unifier in a sense. So I would encourage both international and, of course, all other students to join or create AYY or across from the different study fields, sports clubs and such things. Because well, when you play together, you do other things together, and I think that would help create a sense of community for all. Thank you.
Okay, I think that when speaking about diversity, it's important to recognize that there are so many different angles to diversity. People are different in so many different ways, and that's wonderful. Like, we have people from different countries with different languages, genders, study fields, but also with different interests and personalities, for example. And I hope that the Aalto community can, that there can be a place for everyone that feels safe. And in the board work, even if there would be one board member responsible for example, equality, I think it's the responsibility of everyone in the board to think about, for example, what can be done within my portfolio to make Aalto more accessible and to diverse. So I would definitely think about that within my portfolio perspective. Yeah.
I think that the first impressions are really important in this matter. It is much harder to attract people who have already distanced themselves from the Aalto community. So I think we should focus our marketing, I think, to the newer students, obviously, without forgetting the older ones.
So what it comes for international parts and the language, I will say translating everything is a good start, but also that it's in the language, it has to be actually meant for everyone. So even though it's translated, it differs. Is this message meant for me or someone else? But we have to think about how it's spelled in there, actually the message. And we have to remember that AYY can't force anyone, but we can encourage people to interact with others from different fields, from different nationalities. And and make situation when we can bond and make lifelong or not student-long relationships, not relationships, friendships with the people. I have some experience from this, from I was myself an exchange student in India, which was a hard situation, and I can imagine how hard it can be here in Finland as an international student.
Thank you. So based on my own experiences as the international captain of a guild, I think lots of international people come to the university from totally different university cultures. So there's quite a lot to do to get them integrated and feeling welcome and equal in our community. I have gathered a few points here. So first of all, I think we should cooperate with the university to market AYY and tell the students when they arrive what AYY is, and make them first of all know that AYY is a thing and which is something that brings people together. Second of all, we should offer support for guilds and other associations that receive international students, since they are the ones who are doing the introduction to the community. Then we should also advocate for easier bureaucracy when migrating to Finland, since at the moment coming to Finland as a student is quite difficult, and there's really quite a lot to do there on the advocacy side. Thank you.
All right, I agree with quite many of the earlier points, but like all in all, I would say that the kind of the grassroots level of activity is the most important one here. Kind of the idea that we get a smaller, some kind of group that provides relationships as well as support for everyone, and then kind of from within that smaller bubble or whatever you call it, they can kind of activate themselves within the larger kind of contexts. That's why I see that the associations and guilds and all of them are a huge resource for AYY, and that in its own part kind of they should be supported in this regard. Thanks.
Thank you all. Great answers. Next up, we have a question on advocacy. What do you think is the key advocacy goal for AYY next year? Elikkä mikä on teidän mielestä AY:n tärkein vaikuttamistavoite ensi vuonna? Jos vaikka Vilma aloittaa ja sitten lähtee mikki taas sinne päin.
Right. This is a hard one because there are definitely people who have more perspective than I have, but I think one relevant and important theme is the increasing student number within the university, which is and especially the resources that are not increasing in the same as much as the amount of students, and that causes many problems. And I think one important theme is to ensure that there are enough or sufficient resources to ensure, for example, education quality and well-being services. Yeah.
I think that in the current state of the world, maybe the most important thing is to make sure that secure the financial well-being of every student, to make sure that every student can afford living and food.
Yeah, for advocacy part, I will say the most important thing is that the campus is for students, and it's not sold for private companies, which has sometimes happened, that there's some part which is got renovated and bigger part, for example in School of Chemical Engineering, that happened, that the student spaces went for private companies. And that shouldn't happen, because at the same time we have to grow the students, and we don't have now that much space We have less space and more students. And that's a combo that is not sustainable for us. So that's important for my part. And another one is that remote studies shouldn't be the first option. The first option should be coming to campus. Like I have a course that we have an exercise session. There's not enough space for everyone. And you have to join it remotely, which is not a good choice. Something like this cannot happen. We have to have opportunity to actually come to the campus. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the student welfare that has come up already is also really important. And just to prove a point, I have 9 cents on my bank accounts at the moment. So I think students are not too well off at the moment, and the trend is going down. So I think AYY has quite an advocacy job there to improve the situation. Also, a second thing would probably be the automatic membership system of student unions in Finland, since AYY's current operation kind of depends on it, and if the membership becomes voluntary, quite a lot of the advocacy and cultural operations will go down, and this influencing should be done both to the society and to our own members, since some of our members don't feel that they get their money's worth from AYY, and I think that should be obviously something that everyone should feel or not feel. Thank you.
Nice, those are great points. For my part as well, I see that the proactivity in the national discussion on student welfare as well as the automatic membership discussion is something crucial next year that the AYY has to do both towards our government as well as the other student unions and SYL, because as Veeti said, it has significant effects on our student union. Another point that I would point is the kind of language practices of our university and the fact that if we don't, or if the university doesn't offer students any possibilities or little possibilities to learn in their mother tongue, then the languages kind of die out. Thank you.
Good points from everybody. One of the key things, in my opinion, is the fact that Aalto is so international. So I think that we should, in cooperation with the university, try to lobby against the government plan to make a cut on the 3-month residence permit, because I think that's a big threat to Aalto University because people might not apply to here then. Joo. Meni vähän ajatus poikki. But all in all, maybe then the mental health side could be important, because even though if we have money but we don't feel good, then what's the point? So I think we should emphasize on mental health as well. Thanks.
Joo, mä sanon tämän suomeksi, kun se on helpompi sanoa näin. Eli ARAn rahoitushan nyt on ollut silleen vähän kiikun kaakun leikkauslistalla. Mun mielestä se, että siihen vaikutetaan ARAan ja sitten myöskin niin kuin hallitukseen, että me pystytään, kun me tiedetään, että meillä on asuntojonoissa aika paljon porukkaa, että halukkaita olisi, niin se rahoitus vaan pitää turvata, eihän siinä mitään. Kiitos.
Thank you. The next question will be in English as the answers, and we could have the same arrangement, so just Antti begin and in reverse. Let's go back. So, a simple question. How could AYY better support the well-being of students next year?
I think I've already said this, but sports. I feel that Of course, it's not a fix-all, and it doesn't fix everything, even for those who have very little problems. But I think it does help keeping you more positive, both psychologically and of course your body being more healthy. And of course, there's a need for funding in terms of from the government and possibly also from AYY to make sure that people can go to therapy if they need to, and within a reasonable time frame, not in 2 years. So I think those are the main points I would say.
We should highlight the importance of rest and having fun in the association sector. Nobody should have to burn out because of their volunteering workload, and if the workload seems too big, then we should actively promote that people would just reduce the amount of events or stuff they do. And also the student union could do a survey on its members and ask them how they feel and what kind of problems they have, and then act based on those results.
Nice. I think on the kind of broader scope, kind of advocating the workloads of students and the kind of pressure they're under at the moment. So, for instance, the graduation times or the kind of the model graduation times are not realistic at the moment, and they could be or should be done something about, and that's something the AYY can promote, as well as other kind of well-being related or the workload related things, such as do we have to work while studying? Do we have to, I don't know. Yeah, but that's my point basically. Thanks.
Thanks. I actually had almost the same point as you. So we should focus on some long-term solutions on the causes, so advocating student welfare and reducing the mandatory workload and the quite fast pace of the studies. But what we also could do in the short term to maybe like put a bandage on the issue is to collaborate with Aalto, Mieli, Nyti and such well-being organizations and make them more visible to our members, and make sure that everyone who needs help finds the best help available to them. And also regarding well-being, I think also the harassment contact person services we offer the associations is really important, since feeling safe in the community is also something that really, I think, brings more well-being. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we should keep on going to big advocacy that AYY has already had for the mental health services, which are really important when things go south, when people are actually in need for them. But we should lower the step to use them, talk more about it. But to keep going for the part that people will not actually need them and they will feel good, I would say something to balance out the studies. That can be sports, that can be events, sits, you name it. Hobby club, which provides something, a hobby that you could enjoy here instead of studies. After your studies, you go somewhere, you do sports with friends you like.
One big issue that has been in the spotlight is the mental health and the availability of mental health services. And even though we should make sure that everyone would receive the help they need, we should also focus on prevention and well, there's the obvious, we should make sure that everyone can afford living and food, but I think we could also encourage people to move more and spend time outside and as well as support them to be a part of the Aalto community.
Really good answers, everyone. I think that if the question is what we can do for well-being in the Aalto community, we should start by asking the community so that what we do is what people really need and not just what we think is a good idea. Then I think we also need a culture change in volunteering work, and here I believe we could start, for example, by looking at how we speak about rest and doing and the balance between these. And I also believe in the power of being an example.
Thank you all. Next we have the last question of the longer panel questions, and I think Leevi could begin and then give the mic this way. So, the question is, name 2 of your most important values and explain why you chose them. Elikkä nimetkää 2 teidän tärkeintä arvoa ja kertokaa, että miksi te valitsitte juuri ne.
Yes, no mä menen vaan tämän suomeksi, koska tämmöisiä arvopohjaisia kysymyksiä on aika paljon helpompi tuoda itseään niin kuin selväksi suomeksi. Mut mun eka arvo on rehellisyys, koskee sekä semmoista tietynlaista toiminnan läpinäkyvyyttä, että myös niin kuin sen uskottavuutta. Mä koen, että totta kai asiat pitää tehdä niin hyvin kuin ne pystyy, mutta sitten kun joku menee pieleen, niin tavallaan sit pitää myös kyetä niin kuin myöntää se ja sitten lähteä selvittämään sitä ja niin kuin koittaa avata sitä niin kuin ajatusmaailmaa, mikä tähän tilanteeseen tai tähän prosessiin on johtanut. Ja tämän lisäksi mä koen, että rehellisyys rakentaa niin kuin tosi vahvaa luottamuspohjaa ja se taas sit niin kuin on mun mielestä niin kuin hyvä perusta kaikenlaiselle toiminnalle. Toinen arvo mulla on tasa-arvo. Se mahdollistaa reilun toimintaympäristön, riippumatta kontekstista totta kai, ja yhtäläinen ja reilu kohtelu kaikkiin kohtaan, niin sekä motivoi tekemään asioita, että luo niin kuin tämmöistä oman arvon ja yhtenäisyyden ja yhteisöllisyyden tunnetta. Kiitos.
Thank you. For me, I chose equality, since obviously everyone should have the same opportunities to express themselves and have the same opportunities to pursue their own interests however they like, and not be hindered by who they are. The second value I chose is community, and maybe expanding on that, collaboration, since everyone has a kind of basic need to belong, and I think this is something that AYY is quite good at, to make people feel like they belong, and we should strive to expand this feeling to as many people as possible in our community. And yeah, together we are more than the sum of our parts. Thank you.
For me, the first value will be sustainability, and I don't only mean this in the traditional way, that's what kind of energy we are producing or like that, but actually, or how many emissions we are producing. I mean that we have to think about the impacts from our actions, and for me, that is always important, that my action that I make, the impact should be positive for the community or anyone who I'm doing it for, myself or someone else. And the other one is a bit different. It's a friendship. For me, it's important that I have friends and that I can interact with other people. So that is just important values for me. Thank you.
For me, these are well-being and sustainability. I think pretty much everything that AYY does aims, after all, the well-being of students, and it is very important for me. And sustainability, I think it is very important to have enough resources for the future, and also when thinking about sustainability, AYY should also try to allow all of its members to live sustainable life.
Okay, the two values I would like to mention are presence and community. And presence for me is important because I think genuine encounters and really seeing another person and also active listening all require really being present in the moment. And community for me is the feeling of belonging somewhere and being accepted exactly as you are. And I think the feeling of belonging can be really empowering, and that's something I of course want to experience but also spread around me.
Mun 2 tärkeintä arvoa on yritteliäisyys ja sinnikkyys. Eka pitää yrittää aika monta eri asiaa. Ja sitten kun löytää sen, mitä itse haluaa tehdä, niin pitää olla sinnikäs. Pitää jaksaa yrittää. Ja sinnikäs siinä mielessä, että monta kertaa, kunnes sitten onnistuu. Kiitos.
My values were respect and honesty. And let's start with respect. It's important in the everyday life. It all goes through every encounter you have, and it functions as a good base for interactions. It's also important in group work. You have to always respect the work of others. You should never belittle their work or think that you are so much better than everyone else. And respect is like a virus. If you spread it around, you will probably get it yourself. And with the honesty, we probably all know that lying is bad, but I'm talking about that one, that being honest with yourself and with your team. So it's important to be honest with yourself so that you won't do too much work, and it's important to be honest with your team so that the team knows how much you can do. Yeah. Yes, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. I can grab the mic for now. So next we will jump to the quick round. So if you find the papers still somewhere, so we'll have the quick questions. I will read them in both English and Finnish, and after I read them in Finnish, you can raise the flag or paper, whichever you choose. The first option, as we went through, will be the green one, and the second option will be yellow. We can have a training. So if is the first letter of the alphabet A or B? A unanimous vote. Beautiful. Elikkä seuraavaksi mennään nopeisiin kyssäreihin ja käydään tämmöisen lippulappu kyselyllänne. Elikkä luen suomeksi ja enkuksi. Sitten kun enku on luettu, niin voitte sitten nostaa sen lapun ylös, mitä mieltä olette. Eka vaihtoehto on vihreä ja toinen on keltainen, ja sekin testattiinkin, että tieto meni jakoon. Ei muu aikaa. So, let's begin. In the meeting, do you prefer coffee or tea? Valitsetteko kokousjuomaksi mieluummin kahvin vai teen? Thank you. Next one. At the moment, are you more familiar with advocacy or culture? Elikkä onko tällä hetkellä tutumpaa vaikuttaminen vai kulttuuri? Ja sitten the student union should comment more often in the issues in your society. Yes or no? Elikkä ylioppilaskunnan tulisi osallistua aktiivisemmin yhteiskunnalliseen keskusteluun. Kyllä ja ei. Yep. And then we have, if there suddenly appeared more money to the budget, would you either direct it to member services or supporting associations? Eli jos budjettiin ilmestyy lisää rahaa, ohjaatteko sen mieluummin jäsenpalveluihin vai yhdistysten tukemiseen? Thank you. In a group, are you more of a calm observer or an active speaker? Eli ootteko ryhmässä enemmän rauhallinen tarkkailija vai aktiivinen puhuja? Thank you. Details or the big picture? Yksityiskohdat vai suuret linjat? Ja sitten kaikista tärkein. The drink of choice for lunch. Juice or milk? Lounasjuoma, maito vai mehu?
Niin oli.
Mehu vai maito? Hyvä korjaus sieltä. Kiitos, hyvä huomaus. And still on the lunch theme. Täffä or A-block? Täffä vai A-block? Beautiful, thank you. Last one. Planning or action? Suunnittelu vai toiminta? Kiitos. Thank you. Next, for the wrapping up, we will have 30 seconds for you to answer the question, why should you be selected to the AYY Board of 2024? And as a reminder, Rebe will only ring the time when the time is up. Kiitos paljon. Seuraavaksi mennään loppuhuipentumaan, eli 30 sekuntia aikaa kysymys. Miksi juuri teidät tulisi valita AY:n hallitukseen vuodelle 2024? Ja Rebe tosiaan kilauttaa vaan siinä kohtaa, kun aika loppuu. Ja jos mä nyt oon pysynyt laskussa, niin Tiitu Santka ei ole vielä päässyt aloittamaan, eli siitä ja voidaan sitten laittaa mikki tänne päin.
Okay. I would be super excited and motivated to work with the new AYY board and all the AYY stuff and people in the interest groups. It would be an amazing opportunity to develop AYY Aalto-yhteisö as well as myself.
I should be selected to the AYY board because I have a lot to give. I'm a doer who loves challenge, but also a good communicator with good teamwork skills. I have a valuable experience from board work, and I would really love to work for the Aalto community next year, so I hope I get to do that.
I'd like to be a AYY board member because I think my field of studies would give me an advantage in terms of finances and ensuring that the AYY continues for the next generation and we don't just blow all the money at once. And also I think I could give some insider information about KY and Gülteris and how we can get them to participate better in the AYY community. Thank you.
I know the feeling of looking through a window and seeing a happy group of friends walking down the street. Unfortunately, not all members managed to find friends in the beginning of their studies or at all. So I would do my best in order to make the student life feel less lonely for everybody, since it's supposed to be the best time of our lives. Thanks.
Cool. I should be selected because I am familiar with the student union's organization and I have strong experience from the community. I'm keen to develop different aspects with a realistic take, and I have significant motivation towards learning everything there is to offer new about the AYY, and I provide honest and active team membership to the board.
Thanks.
So I have a lot of experience from the community side and especially the campus-related things there. So I would like to work on it, work on the board to make the new apartments and rental spaces for, of AYYs and not just some random student housing. I also bring a lot of good and bad ideas to the table and have quite a hands-on approach to things to get them done. Thanks.
I should be selected to AYY's board for the year 2024 because I'm a hard-working person and I'm ready to put blood, sweat and tears for the AYY's board work. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, panelists, and thank you all the watchers there, and more funny. Well, we're done here for tonight, so thank you all, and we'll see each other when we will see each other once again.